There are 5 money mistakes that keep people trapped in poverty no matter how much they earn. You could make $1 million a year and still end up broke if you keep making these errors. But what is shocking is that most people learn these destructive habits from their parents, schools, and society without ever realizing how much damage they are causing. What I am about to reveal are not just financial tips. These are biblical principles about money that have created wealth and security for thousands of years. Stay with me because understanding these 5 mistakes could be the difference between financial freedom and lifelong financial struggle. Mistake number 1: spending money you do not have. This seems obvious, but the way this manifests is more subtle than you think. It is not just credit card debt, though that is part of it. It is any time you commit to expenses based on income you hope to have rather than income you actually have. Buying a house based on a promotion you expect to get. Financing a car payment that requires you to work overtime every month. Taking on debt because you assume your income will keep growing. The Bible warns us about this in Proverbs. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Every time you spend money you do not have, you become a slave to whoever loans it to you. Your future income is already owned by someone else before you even earn it. Have you ever made a purchase based on money you expected to make but did not have yet? Tell me in the comments how that worked out for you. Here is the practical solution. Never make spending decisions based on projected income. Only make financial commitments based on money you already have or income you have already earned. If you cannot afford it with your current resources, wait until you can. This one principle alone will protect you from most financial disasters. Mistake number 2: not paying yourself first. Most people pay everyone else before they pay themselves. They pay their bills, their creditors, their entertainment, their conveniences, and then save whatever is left over. But there is never anything left over. This is backwards thinking that keeps you financially dependent on others. The Bible teaches us about paying ourselves first through the principle of first fruits. Give God the first portion of your increase, then pay yourself the second portion, then use what remains for your other expenses. This forces you to live within a budget that includes building wealth instead of just covering expenses. Here is how this works practically. When you receive any income, immediately set aside a percentage for your future. 10% for your emergency fund, 10% for your long-term investments, 10% for your giving. Live off the remaining 70%. This might seem impossible at first, but you will be amazed how creative you become at reducing expenses when you know your savings is already protected. Mistake number 3: buying liabilities instead of assets. Most people think they are building wealth when they are actually destroying it. They buy cars, boats, expensive clothes, gadgets, and other things that lose value over time and require ongoing expenses to maintain. These are liabilities, not assets. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Every purchase decision should be evaluated through this lens. Will this increase my net worth over time or decrease it? Will this generate income for me or create expenses? Will this appreciate in value or depreciate? Rich people buy assets first and use the income from assets to buy liabilities. Poor people buy liabilities first and wonder why they never have money for assets. Have you ever bought something expensive that you thought was an investment but actually cost you money every month? Share your experience in the comments. Mistake number 4: not having multiple streams of income. Depending on a single source of income is like putting all your eggs in one basket. If you lose your job, get injured, or your industry changes, your entire financial life can collapse overnight. The Bible teaches us not to put all our treasure in one place because we do not know what disasters may come. Ecclesiastes says, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, or even to 8, for you know not what disaster may happen on earth." This is ancient wisdom about diversifying your income sources. You need multiple streams of revenue so that if one fails, others can sustain you. This might mean developing skills that can generate side income, investing in assets that produce passive income, or creating products or services that can earn money while you sleep. The goal is to never be completely dependent on any single source of financial security. Mistake number 5, not investing in your own education and skills. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that learning stops when school ends. But your earning power is directly connected to your learning power. The more valuable skills you develop, the more valuable you become in the marketplace. The Bible says that wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Investing in your own knowledge and abilities is the most guaranteed way to increase your income potential. This does not necessarily mean expensive formal education. It means constantly developing skills that make you more useful to others, learning new technologies, improving your communication abilities, understanding how businesses work, developing leadership skills, mastering practical abilities that solve problems for people. Here is what successful people understand about education. The cost of learning is always less than the cost of ignorance. Whatever you invest in developing your skills will be returned to you multiplied through increased earning potential. But most people spend more money on entertainment than they do on education. They invest more in their appearance than in their abilities. They spend more time watching television than learning skills that could change their financial future. What skill could you develop that would significantly increase your income potential? What knowledge could you gain that would make you more valuable in your career or business? Share in the comments what you plan to learn that could improve your financial situation. Here is the practical application that transforms your finances. First, stop spending money you do not have. If you cannot pay cash for something, you cannot afford it yet. Second, pay yourself first. Before you pay any other expenses, set aside money for your future security and wealth building. Third, buy assets instead of liabilities. Every purchase should either maintain or increase your net worth over time. Fourth, develop multiple streams of income so you are never completely dependent on any single source. Fifth, continuously invest in developing skills that increase your earning potential. These principles work regardless of how much money you currently make. Whether you earn $30,000 a year or $300,000 a year, following these principles will build wealth while violating them will create poverty. The Bible teaches us that whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much. Start applying these principles with whatever money you have right now, and you will be amazed at how your financial situation begins to improve. What would your life look like in 10 years if you started applying these 5 principles today? How would your family's security change if you stopped making these costly mistakes? What dreams could you pursue if you built real wealth instead of just higher income? If this is changing how you think about money and wealth building, subscribe and ring that notification bell because we are sharing practical wisdom that can transform your financial future. Remember, being poor is expensive, and being rich is a skill you can learn. These 5 principles have been creating wealth for thousands of years. They worked in ancient times and they work today. Start applying them now, and watch how your relationship with money begins to change everything about your future.